Up next is UConn and head coach Randy Edsall. Huskies are 1-5 overall, 0-3 in the American. UConn was idle last week. They'll be back in action this Saturday at USF for a 7 p.m. Eastern Time kick on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. Just get your thoughts as you come off the open week as you head into Saturday's East Division game against USF, please.
Well, again, we get the privilege of playing an undefeated team again this week in terms of USF, and again, obviously they're a very good football team and playing well, and going down there, they have a lot of talented players, and going to be a tremendous challenge for us. But I think we were able to, during the off week, is to get some guys healed up a little bit, take care of some of those bumps and bruises, and catch our breath a little bit, and then go down there and prepare and get ready to play them.
We'll get to questions for Coach Randy Edsall, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
Our first question is from Alex Petterman with Hartford Courant. Please go ahead.
Hi, Randy. We just got the statement about Eli Thomas. I'm glad that he seems to be doing okay. I know you've been on the road, but how scary have the last few days been with regards to that situation?
Well, again, I think the thing is, Alex, is that we put out a statement from our athletic department and his family, and as we said, we're just not going to provide any more details at this point in time. But I think the biggest thing is it's just every day you just never know what can happen, and things like this are very unfortunate. But it's one of those things where take one day at a time and do the best you can each and every day, because you just never know what can happen. And I'll leave it at that.
Sure. And then let me ask you in a more football-related direction. I know you've been out recruiting over the last week. Do you feel like you had a productive week? You kind of did what you had to do. I know you can't go into specifics, but just in general.
Yeah, I thought we had a productive week. We were able to get out on the road and recruit and evaluate young men, and did that. And we were able to get work done here on campus with our team, and be able to do some things from a fundamental and technique standpoint to continue to get better, and then also be able to get a little bit of a jump start in terms of a game plan for South Florida. And we also were able to give some guys some rest to get them healed up, and it's 6 games into it with as many young guys who were playing. I think the bye came at a good week, so they could kind of catch their breath, because this is something that they haven't been used to, and coming right from high school or just here for a year and playing. I thought everything went as good as could be expected, other than that unfortunate situation with Eli.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the next question, please.
And we will take our next question from Tom Shanahan with Raleigh News and Observer. Please go ahead.
Hi, Coach. I'm writing from the East Carolina perspective with UCF coming to town. Could you just kind of comment, with your background, you've been around quite a bit, what is the talent level of Central Florida? Because, they would have been ranked lower than a lot of other teams in their recruiting classes compared to other teams that have high rankings.
You better watch that dog that it don't bite you, man. Well, I think UCF does a great job of coaching. One of the things that really disturbs me, they do a good job. They have talented guys. They play as a team. And, the thing that really disturbs you is the fact that here they were 10th in the country. They go on the road and win in rainstorm. They beat Pitt at home by 30. Notre Dame beats Pitt at home by, 5 points. And everybody else that won this week goes up in the polls, and Central Florida doesn't go up. Now, people want to talk about conspiracies and all those sort of things. I just don't understand how, a team that's done what they've done and hasn't lost a game in 2 years and continues to go out there each and every week and wins and stays the same place when people that have won have moved up this week, and they played the same opponent as somebody else, and nobody wants to give them credit for beating them by 30 at home, and the other team, the Power 5 teams, beats them by 5 at home. I mean, I just don't think they get the respect that they deserve. I think it's embarrassing, and I think it makes the polls and the BCS, the championship stuff. It's just not right, and they deserve all the credit that they should get, that they're not getting. They're talented. They got a great quarterback. They do a great job, and it's just disappointing to see that things are being held against them.
And sort of along the same line, and I don't mean this as a cheap shot against Nebraska or Coach Frost, but if Nebraska was coming to East Carolina, there would have been an off-season build-up, a lot more attention. But actually, Central Florida is a higher-ranked team and maybe deserves more attention for a big game coming to town.
Well, I think UCF deserves a lot more credit and attention than what they're getting. And, all they're doing is doing it on the field, and they're doing it the best way possible. And it's just a shame that they're not getting the credit that they deserve.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
And any final questions for Coach Randy Edsall, please? Well, Coach, thank you for joining us today. As always, look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.